Hey everybody, it's Rob Williams from the Generation X-Wing podcast, and of course the Outer Rim Rookie. Thanks again for tuning in. Today we're building a belt. We're going to build Nien Nunb's belt, which is very similar to a B-Wing pilot's belt. There's probably some other pilots that may look like maybe an A-Wing pilot, I'm not exactly sure, but I know it's definitely based on the B-Wing pilot belt. Nien Nunb's costume, as I said before, has a lot of connections to a B-Wing pilot. The red suit, which you can probably see hanging up behind me there. Also the gaiters and the way it's cut. And so we are going to turn this 2-inch webbing and 1-inch webbing and some flares into a B-Wing or a Nien Nunb original trilogy belt. The design is pretty straightforward. It's just a white webbing, 2-inch white webbing belt all the way around with a front that looks, it looks like a buckle in a way, but it's not. It's just another piece of webbing on the front with two little triangles that point inwards. There's an actual parachute buckle on the back just to fasten. And then there is about 4 flares on the right side of the belt with 2 empty ones as well. That is topped with a 1-inch webbing on front, centered right in the middle. The hardest part I think for this one is going to be the math, is trying to figure out the loops, how to space the flares from the front of the belt and how each one will go in there. I'm looking at the Star Wars costume book. I don't have it with me, but there is some pictures from online that I'm looking at, and it's going to be my guide to how to lay out where the flares go, the width of the front part of the belt, the size of the triangles, all that sort of stuff. So it's all based on the costume book. And this is as close as I can get it to being canon. So Terry, I hope you're proud of me for doing this one. I did a lot of measurements on this. So here we go. I'll also attach my sketches and math for all this on my Facebook page at Outer Rim Rookie on Facebook, and you'll see all the pictures of how I organize this and how it's laid out. So let's get to it. So I've drawn out the, I'm going to call it the buckle. It's like a buckle. It will go on front of the rest of the webbing, but it's got 2 triangles pointing inwards. I marked it out 6 inches. I was looking at the costume book, and the costume book, it measured out to about 6 inches from end to end, with about 1.5 inches of a triangle on either side here. So now I'm going to sew it on this side so it will appear fine on the other side. It's all these pencil marks for when I was measuring out, so I don't want that to show. So I'm going to have it go like that, and hopefully you'll see the triangle with black thread. So I'm going to use black thread to sew it in. Let's go to it. It's not bad. I think that's good. Cut off all the extra thread. It is a little bit heavy on certain areas here, and that kind of bothers me. Maybe I can fix that, but I think it's pretty good. Now I'll just clean up this other end here. You can see that it's very wavy. I need to straighten that out, and but this is extra. I made extra bits so I can just kind of shape it off. It's purposely meant to be that way. But yeah, I think it's pretty good so far. Ta-da! There it is. That's the front right there. Yay! So right now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to figure out how to attach the flares right here. Those are one of the flares. So there's supposed to be 3 or 4 of them that just kind of attach down here then it's covered with a 1-inch webbing right down the middle, just like in these pictures here. So I had to try and give space for the loop, and then sew, the loop, and then sew, and so forth. I measured out 1-inch spaces in between each flare, and then 2-centimeter loop to allow the flare to go in there. I'll also attach some Velcro in there as well, so I can Velcro the flare onto the Velcro of the belt, and it will stay there and fasten. So I didn't want to glue anything, obviously, just kind of have it there and just be nice and tight, not fall out. So let's try and do that. There you go. So I measure 1 inch from the buckle to the first end of the loop, then 1 centimeter, then 1/2 inch, then 1 centimeter, then 1/2 inch, centimeter, 1/2 inch, centimeter, 1/2 inch, centimeter, and it should fit these no problem. All right, let's try the rest. Math, yay! So there you go. Not bad, huh? And each one. Look at that. Oh, it fits. A little heavy and it's a little loose. Obviously, you know, it's not supposed to come in and out, but that's what the Velcro's for. Now I gotta add Velcro to the flares and it's set to go. And cut up all those threads. Yeah. Now I'm gonna put on the sticky Velcro and attach it to the flare, so it can stay inside the belt loop. This is tougher than I thought. This ain't coming out. It is so hard to get it in there. I just couldn't think of any other way, so I'm just gonna start wedging it in there. There you go. This is really hard to get. It's probably one of the harder ones to do, but got it in there. All right, I gotta clean up some of the threads, but so far so good. All right, there we go. All right, let's pop it on. There you go. I think it'll fit right about there. Excellent. Yeah, it's working. It's working. All right, so I got this done in about a few hours or so. Again, a guy who's not very good at sewing, but this is the belt. It's all done. I do have to tidy up a couple things here. There's like threads everywhere, but this is the B-Wing belt or Nien Nunb's belt. Either way, it's the same. There's the front, there's the buckle with the little triangles pointing inwards, the flares, as well as a couple empty ones because I've used them in battle. Belt buckle in the back, 2-inch, the webbing, 2-inch, ready to go. I think in hindsight, after I think about it, I should have added just a little bit more webbing, just to have a little more extra forgive, just in case the, well, I don't want to say that if I gain weight, that's incentive not to have this go out a little bit, but just in case the flight suit adds a little bit more. Flight suit right there. You can see the red thing behind me. It's kind of drying right now. I have to give it a wash because tomorrow I'm visiting Steve in a parkade just to have it taken in. But this belt is done. This was a day project. Less than half a day, and most of the time was spent doing the math, just trying to figure out the length, the width, lining it up. This was probably the hardest part, getting all these flares, oh, it's upside down, getting all the flares in there, making sure the loop was big enough to allow the flare to fit in there, but not too loose. Trying to get in the Velcro, but there you go. Looks really good. Oh, I knew this was going to be relatively straightforward. I want to say simple. I knew it was going to be relatively straightforward, but it was a little bit tricky. But my math mind got working, and I'm really proud of this. I think what I might do later on also is add some Velcro on the back, attach it to the flight suit later on, so I can sew some Velcro onto it so it doesn't sag or drop. Maybe 4 points, you know, 2 in the front, 2 in the back, or so, just to have it fastened and not move around a lot. So we'll see how that goes. One thing at a time, right? Yay! The belt done. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned a bit on how to design these belts. It's a B-wing belt, but also a Nien Nunb belt from the original trilogy. I will attach some of the pictures of the hand-drawn sketches that I made with the measurements. And don't forget to check out some of the videos. Like, subscribe, tell a friend. Let me know if this helped. And on to the next thing. Let's get that suit done. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you there. Remember, belts and co-pilots are built on hope. Bye.